Okay, so let's start with the SOAP method. The SOAP method is taught oftentimes in medical school. If you're in the mental health field, you'll see a lot of psychiatrists lean toward the SOAP method acronym, whereas a lot of MFTs, MSWs, psychologists will oftentimes incorporate the GURP. Either one is fine. They're just a little bit of helpful framework in terms of how to navigate your progress notes, especially if you're just starting out and you're fresh out of college or you're an intern as a therapist. It's really kind of nice to try them both on and see which one fits better. Because writing progress notes can feel a little mechanical at first, and it's not something that we just do naturally. For example, we're used to writing in the first person, whereas in progress notes, we are encouraged to write in the third person, which can feel a little weird. So instead of saying I, we would say therapist or writer or clinician did such and such. Client responded or consumer responded this way. And so it can feel a little bit different, but it takes some getting used to, and I'm here to help you through that, okay? Okay, so let's start with SOAP. The first part of the acronym there is the S, which stands for subjective. So this is everything that the client or consumer brings to you in terms of their primary complaint. Their mood, what's going on, their stressors in their life, how they describe their problem. That's the subjective portion, okay? Whereas the objective is what the clinician or practitioner observes. This would include things like, are they oriented to time, person, place, situation? What is their grooming like? What is their affect like? What is their interpersonal style or interaction like? What is their speech like? Are they talking fast? Are they talking soft? Are they talking pressured? Like they can't stop talking. Like no matter how much you try and redirect them, they just keep talking over you. Are they trying to monopolize the conversation? Is there something that they're obviously not talking about that you've brought up and they're maybe avoiding a particular topic? These are observations that you're taking into account. Okay. And then the assessment, that is something where you're, as a clinician, trying to make an impression, a clinical impression. So this is how the person is presenting, and then this is what you're noticing. And so how can you tie that together, especially as the sessions progress and you start to develop rapport and a history with this person? You'll be able to kind of find those nuances about what changes in their behavior, what maybe is out of the ordinary, and even in context, right? How they talk about someone might be different, or if you've been, you're 18 sessions in and the client all of a sudden talks about their brother who they've never brought up before. So those are things you would want to bring into your assessment as you're writing your notes, right? In terms of their progress or things you identify that are of clinical significance, such as target behaviors, clinically significant behaviors, compensatory behaviors, attachment styles, things of that nature. And then the P in the SOAP model is for plan. So the plan is, of course, what are you doing with this information? How are you going to move forward? Okay. And the plan would also include things like your future interventions. If you're a psychiatrist, that's probably going to be things like the medication regimen and things to watch for, potential side effects, metabolic syndrome, tolerance, right? If you're going to titrate up on a medication over time for efficacy. Those are things that you would want to put in your plan. If you're a therapist, the plan might include things like target behaviors, homework, right? Mood tracking, relationship skills, grounding skills, things you've covered in session, and things that maybe you plan to cover, if not in the next session, in the coming sessions. For example, I might say, okay, the first 3 sessions, we're going to cover mood scales, mood tracking. But then in the 4th and 5th session, we're going to cover anxiety scales. And maybe the 7th and 8th session, we're going to cover things like the worry journal or habituation to work on anxiety issues. And so what you're showing in your progress note is your frame of mind as a clinician and where you anticipate taking treatment, all things considered, up to that point. Okay?